Leaders who fail to set expectations really fail to get results. During my recent keynote in Las Vegas, I highlight how leaders can drive crystal clear expectations that everybody is aware of and delivers.
If you had your whole team in front of you right now, some of you have your whole team in front of you right now. If you had your whole team in front of you right now, and you had to communicate your top 3 expectations, your very top 3 expectations. Guys, there's a lot of things we have to juggle. There's a million plates we have to spin every single day. But if we just really stayed focused on these 3 things, I'm confident that we will continue to move in the right direction. What would those 3 things be? Write them down if you're taking notes. Write them down. What would those 3 things be if you're taking notes? Here's the next question. Don't get mad at me. Don't try to defend. If we were to ask your people, what are the top 3 things that your leader expects of you? Would they be able to mirror those 3? And if they will, pat yourself on the back. And if not, no problem. It just means we have work to do. Right? It just means we have work to do. I need to do a better job to make sure that my team is focused on the things that I need to be focused. It's like when Jobs came back into Apple in 97 or 98. Apple had saturated the market. I don't know if you follow this. They were a flailing company. They almost lost everything. He brought everybody back in and he said, listen, tell me, of all the products that we sell today, which ones do I tell my family and friends to buy? They made a decision that day. The very next day, he put a bullet in 73% of all the products that Apple sells. 73%. Because he got really intentional and focused on where they should be focused on. We all know the story now of where Apple is. Of all the things that you do, what are those things that are energy? Let me define it. 1, you're good at it. 2, it drives your piece of the puzzle forward. And 3, you enjoy doing it. So you see it as opportunity, not obligation. What are those things that are energy for you? If you laundry listed all the things you have to do, I'm sure you could spotlight. These are the things that when I have to do them, I get to do them. When it's my turn to step up and do these things, I see them as opportunity. I'm good at them. I know they move these things forward. I love doing these things with my role. On the flip side of that, what's stuff? Stuff is anything that drains what? Energy. That's the first definition. The second definition is somebody else could be or should be doing it. As a leader, especially directors and above, you should only do the things that only you can do. You should never do the things that somebody else could be or should be doing. Okay? Number 1, it drains energy, so it's obligation. Now, if you have to do it, then you just have to do it. That's for you. But how are you making sure that you're allowing other people? It's not about passing trash, but what you find is when you work with your team, sometimes one person's stuff is somebody else's what? Energy. That's working together. I have a project manager in San Diego, California. She loves data. She loves research. She loves doing all that type of stuff. Anytime we get a new client, Atwell, I said, listen, go out and find me everything about Atwell. Give me a 1-pager. We call it a 1-pager. She did it. I sent her all those information that Tim sent me, that Ashley sent me, that Lindsay sent me. She gave me this 1-pager to help me understand it. You are a complicated organization. I still don't know if I could, if you put me up into a courtroom, that I could prove to a judge that I know what the hell you guys do. Okay? But Andrea, I don't like that stuff to me. It's energy for her. She loves it. I don't give that to Shay. Shay's one of my best advisors. I don't give it to her because that's stuff for her. Right? How am I leveraging energy versus stuff? How do I know what's energy for stuff for me? How do I know what's energy stuff for my team? 4 Ds. How do I get rid of stuff? Here they are, 4 Ds. 1, what are things that I need to, we've already talked about it, delegate. And by the way, when you don't delegate, you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting the growth of others. So what am I doing to delegate? 2, what am I doing to defer? Does anybody in here have, in one way, shape, or form, somehow sticky notes or on some sort of AI or some sort of platform, a to-do list? Raise your hand if you have a to-do list. How many people, when they clean that thing up, just like me, have the same items on that damn to-do list? You ever have that? And they go from to-do list to to-do list to to-do list to to-do list. What we don't realize is we're wasting mental space. It's time to defer some of those things. That's not happening. You put the time frame. That's not happening today, this week, this month, this quarter, this year. I'm going to defer it. I'll revisit it when it's time to revisit. I'm getting them off so I can focus more on energy. 1, delegate. 2, defer. 3, this is going to be difficult. This is past time. Are there things that I need to delete? Are there things that just don't walk out of here. Don't go back to the office Tuesday and go, no more meetings, I'm done. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is are there things that are busy and it's rocking chair, but they're not productive? Rocking chair does a lot of movement, but never goes where? Never goes forward. What are those things that I might need to delete? I'm a big believer that if you win the first hour of your day, you win the day. How am I more productive So think about this. Define a 3-pack. We call it a 3-pack. Define your 3-pack. What are those 3 things that if you get done today, you will consider it a productive day? Has anybody stopped the day and said to themselves, what in the hell happened today? You ever do that? I know I did something. What in the hell happened? When you define it, now you can audit it. It doesn't have to be big. It might be small things. Today, if I can get through the day without killing somebody, right? If I get through the day without whatever that might be, what are those 3 things? 70% implementation of that plan is better than 100% implementation of no plan. What am I doing? What do I need to delete? What are those habits? What are those things? How am I defining getting really proactive? And the 4th D is do. I just got to change my attitude because that's what I signed up for. That's the role that I'm in. That's what I'm at. So I just got to change my attitude because nobody else can do it. It's tough to me, but it's part of my role, and I just got to change the way I look at it. And then getting that stuff done first. Do you ever have those things like me where you see something on your list, you're like, I'll get it to it noon. Noon, I'll do it at noon. You ever do that? Then noon comes around, I'll do it before the end of the day. You ever do it? Then it's still on your list. And again, it just perpetuates. What you don't realize is wasting mental mind space as you go. If you do that exercise with yourself and your team, a lot of insights will open as you go.
If you found this video helpful, watch my next one where I uncover the real job of a leader.